In the deep mountains of the Old North, there is one absolute taboo that every mountain man lives by, and no one dares to break. Deep in the forest, where the sun barely touches the ground, you will find dead trees. Trunks stripped bare, branches twisted like claws, wood rotted to black. The old-timers call them bone trees. A dead pine that has stood for 100 years will not rot. It will not fall. For decades, it stands there in the woods, gathering something. The old folks say they are not trees anymore. They are altars. They are the vessels where the spirit of the forest dwells. When you go into the deep woods and you see a bare, dead tree with not a single leaf, you walk around it. You give it a wide berth and you keep moving. If you so much as lay a finger on it, snap a twig, peel a piece of bark, you have offended the tree spirit. You have invited the mountain in. They say the punishment is simple. At best, you will wander lost until the woods take your mind. At worst, the forest will take you as its own, and you will never leave. You will be buried there forever as its replacement. I was 18 years old in the autumn of 1990. The pine cones were ripe, and the forest floor was covered in harvest. I followed the old guide into the deep woods to gather pine nuts. With us was a young man from town. He was cocky, strong, and greedy. He did not believe in mountain ghosts or old men's warnings. And it was his arrogance that let me witness the most unexplainable, most terrifying retribution the old forest has ever delivered. Before we left, the old guide stopped us at the edge of the tree line and gave us his final warning. His face was stone serious. He said, "Today we are going into the old hollow. There are 100-year-old bone trees everywhere. No one touches a dead branch. No one breaks dead wood. We take what the ground gives us, and we are out before dark. Do not provoke anything that lives in those woods." The day was overcast. The entire forest was drowned in a thick, heavy fog. The light was dim, and the damp clung to everything. We walked in, picking up pine cones from the mossy ground, and everything went smoothly. For hours, we heard nothing unusual. We made our way deep into the heart of the hollow. And then, right beside the old mountain trail, we saw it. An enormous dead pine. A giant. The whole tree was bone dry. Not a single green needle left. Its trunk was twisted and gnarled, its bare branches reaching up into the gray sky like the skeletal hands of a corpse clawing at the heavens. The bark was black and deeply cracked, rotting from the inside. It stood there in the fog, stark and unnatural. Around its base, nothing grew. Not a blade of grass. Not a weed. The earth was dead in a perfect circle. The old guide saw the dead pine and his face went pale. He immediately lowered his voice to a whisper. He told us to keep our heads down, to walk fast, to not look directly at it, and to not stop for a single second. We all lowered our heads and hurried to walk around it. All of us except the young man from town. He stared at the dead pine, and his eyes lit up with greed. He thought, a tree that big and that old, its dead branches must be loaded with dried pine cones. While the old guide was leading the way ahead, he secretly stopped. He reached up, grabbed a dry, hanging branch above his head, and with all his strength he snapped it. A sharp, brittle snap echoed through the silent woods. 100-year-old branch broke off in his hands. He casually picked the dry cones off it, stuffed them into his sack, and even slapped the black trunk with his palm, laughing at how superstitious old men could be. It was that one snap and that one slap that sealed his fate. The instant the branch broke, something changed. The thin mist that had been drifting through the trees suddenly froze in place. The entire deep mountain fell into a deathly, absolute silence. The wind stopped. The birds stopped. The sound of insects vanished completely, as if wiped away. And the temperature around us plummeted. A biting, unnatural cold wrapped itself around every one of us, seeping straight into our bones. The old guide at the front spun around. When he saw the broken branch in the young man's hand, his entire face turned white. His voice began to tremble. "You have offended the dead spirit." The young man didn't care. He scoffed, said the old man was just telling scary stories, and kept walking with his new prize. But he had not taken 20 steps when the truly strange thing happened. The clear mountain path we had been following, simply vanished. In front of us, behind us, to our left and right, everything became the exact same forest of identical dead trees. A thick, churning fog rose up and swallowed the sky. The familiar trail that led out of the mountains was completely gone. In a matter of seconds, our small group was trapped inside a maze made of dead wood. The old guide knew instantly what this was. We had triggered the most feared curse of the deep mountains, the Bone Tree Labyrinth. He told us when an ordinary man gets lost, he just loses his sense of direction. But when the dead tree spirit makes a labyrinth, it rewrites the world around you. It changes the forest itself, so you will never, ever find your way out. He immediately told us all to huddle together close, to close our eyes, to look down at our feet, to not look at the surrounding dead trees, and to not speak a word. Relying on decades of mountain experience, he tried to force his way out. But the young man who had caused all of this, he completely lost his mind. He looked at the forest growing denser and more twisted around him, and panic took him. He ignored our shouting. He ignored the guide's orders. He turned and bolted wildly into the thick fog, trying to run his way out of the maze. We screamed for him to come back, but he was already gone. In just a few seconds, his figure was swallowed by the dead trees, and even his footsteps were abruptly cut off, as if the forest had muted him. The three of us who remained huddled together and fought our way through for more than 2 hours. No matter which way we turned, we were walking in circles. Every direction was the same terrifying, gnarled dead tree, trapping us in place. The old guide looked at our hopeless situation and finally understood. He said, "The dead tree spirit holds a grudge. It will only take the soul of the one who broke its bones. No matter how much we try to save him, we cannot save him now." It was not until late evening, when the last blood-red ray of the setting sun pierced through the canopy, that the fog finally began to slowly lift. The mountain path reappeared. We immediately followed the light and ran toward the giant dead pine. And there, at the roots of that 100-year-old dead pine, we found the young man. He was sitting quietly against the base of the trunk. His hands hung straight down at his sides. His head was bowed low. He did not move. He had no breath left. He was already dead. But the most horrifying part was his hands. His fingers, from the tips down to the palms, had turned completely black and rotten, like bark that had been soaked for a century. They had taken on the exact color and texture of the dead pine itself. There was no pain on his face, only a blank, empty numbness, as if he had willingly knelt there to atone, as if his soul had been peacefully, completely locked away and taken by the mountain. The old guide looked at the body and spoke the truth in a heavy voice. A dead tree in the deep mountains is not dead. After 100 years of absorbing the moon and the sun in the shadows of the forest, it has become a spirit. Its dead branches are its bones. This rotten wood is its flesh. For a living man to carelessly snap its branch is to break its bones and insult its spirit. The dead tree spirit does not hurt people for no reason, but once offended, it will cast its labyrinth. It will steal a man's senses and make the guilty one willingly walk back to the base of its tree, kneel in penance, until his last breath is gone and his soul is taken by the forest forever. That night, we carried his body and ran out of the mountains. No one dared to look back at that hollow ever again. And from that day on, the rule of never breaking dead wood and never touching a dead tree was carved deeper than ever into the heart of every mountain man. The old forests of the north do not kill people indiscriminately. All of the strange retributions were never the work of mountain ghosts. They are all the result of human arrogance, of ignoring ancient warnings, and of trading a small, greedy gain for a great and fatal taboo. The taboos passed down by the old ones are not superstitious rumors. They are iron laws of the mountain, written with human lives. Respect the mountain and you may cross it. Forget respect, and the mountain will bury you. Subscribe for more.